Oh, Orchid Voodoo, you do not have to be disappointed at all. I've got my sledgehammer right here. I'm ready to tear some stuff up. How's everybody doing today? It's me and Eric.
Hey, what's up?
I saw that and I was like, I have a sledgehammer in here. I'm just going to tear some business.
We knocking down some walls live today?
No, that would be something. That's for sure. Now, this was when I was taking out those shelves for the white shelves behind me. But thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it's more like a Baturday.
Afternoon.
Oh, you did put Baturday. I thought you put Baturday night. Okay.
Yeah, it should be Baturday afternoon live.
Yeah.
Maybe I should change it real quick. Let me go into my thing here. So anyway, I was just between editing, and I thought, why not go live and just chat for a bit? So let's see if this looks better.
Yeah, good timing. I was just sitting in front of my computer doing pretty much almost the same thing.
That's awesome.
Actually doing some Photoshop mock-ups for somebody in the group that wanted to see what his display would look like with the pre-ordered pieces. So,
oh, that's cool. Well, maybe I'm going to need you to do that for me here in a bit. How's your printing going?
Good. Ready to start a new project.
That's exciting. We Eric has a 3D printer, and a guy or lady at work, her husband just bought one, and he made this like awesome trophy thing for like our school. It's just amazing what you can all do with it.
Yeah, it's really cool, and just seeing the end result come out, and you're like, wow, this started off as liquid and it turned into a solid, whatever you make. It's incredible.
It's just nuts. So I don't know. I feel like that might be next on my thing. Is like just maybe invest in one, and
yeah, they're fun.
I don't know how much do you think you have all in on it so far?
Probably close to $1,000.
That seems like that's kind of what this friend said. It's, once you buy the thing and all the materials, and then
I mean, you can get a decent printer itself for like 400, 400 or 500, but once you get all the little extras and everything, and you also got to keep in mind that it's like if you're working with resin, it's hazardous, so you need to be like in like a separate location. So now I have like enclosures, and I have fans running to suck out the fumes, and it's a whole process.
So you've gone all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's really addictive.
I didn't know that going in at first, and then I ordered everything, and I was like, oh no, am I in over my head? I was like, I didn't realize how hazardous this stuff is. But
is it all resin, or I thought some of it was plastic. Is it?
Yeah. So if you get the ones, they're it's called like a FDM style printer, or I forget the name of it. Those you can do like
big spools with the
the ones with the spools you can do indoors, and it's fine.
Okay, that's what he has.
Okay, yeah.
So, but do you recommend the resin over the?
I mean, you get smoother details. You're gonna have like a smoother finish, finer details. You're not gonna see like layer lines. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it if you have the space for it.
Would it be something like to keep in your garage?
Yeah, exactly.
Garage.
In a garage, spare bedroom, or spare room, I should say, and just have it. You can run like a 4-inch, tubing with an exhaust fan out the window, or like I said, or if you have a garage, yeah.
That's cool. Well, that I can see myself kind of getting into that, because just seeing what he was able to print, it's just the sky's the limit, really.
Yeah, I have an unfinished basement. It's actually more of like a half crawl space, half basement, with tons of ventilation. So I do everything down there.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, again, so I just wanted to log in to kind of just chat and answer your questions. If there's anything you guys in the chat want to talk about, that's what we're here for. And so I'll say hello to some folks. Again, I already said hello to Orchid Voodoo. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Chris and Logan's on the treadmill. Anxious to see what you're going to do with my back cave. Me too. Yeah, I definitely need advice. Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So what is your opinion? Which you think I should leave 2 rooms separate? Do you think I should knock a wall out? Do you think I should?
I think best scenario, I wouldn't go all 3 rooms. I would probably first you would have to see if they're load bearing or not. Chances are probably one of them is. I would probably do the room you're in now, and then if anything, go into the room next to it
with the 3 windows.
Yeah. I don't feel like you're gaining that much more extra space tapping into the 3rd room, other than if you just want to open the room up and make it look huge. I mean,
Well, I mean, I can only do two. One's got to be a spare bedroom / my wife's work area. So I think I'm leaning more toward this, staying in here, and then doing the 3-window room. and more than likely, this room would turn in, like the other room would be all comic book based, samurai comic book, and then this room would turn into like movie pieces, kind of like more of like my set when I'm doing reviews and things.
I think it would work best if you can knock down the entire wall and if it's not load bearing. Otherwise, like you said, you're just getting like this small entrance into each room. And at that point, you might as well just travel through the bedroom doors to each room. You're not going to see completely through it.
And that's the thing is like, and a lot of people brought up the point that if I start knocking off walls, then that's wall space I'm losing too.
Yeah. You might as well just, like I said, travel into each bedroom through the doorway and have 3 separate rooms at that point.
Yeah.
So you got to see.
I think that's probably where I'm most likely at, is to keep this room and then the 3-window craft room. So
we'll see if that wall can come down completely. That'd be great.
Yeah. So I guess we'll find out. But like, my wife did agree that she's like, you can just leave the walls, and because that would save a lot of money too.
Yeah.
And then start with some of the custom shelving. So I don't know. Yeah, I know. That's right. I need to be tearing down walls instead of doing the videos. I know. Hey, Sebastian, Metal, DBZ Mini, Inti. Hope you're enjoying your weekend as well. Henry, hello to you. JW. I also thought this might give a chance for people to see the show that usually can't, because we're usually a lot later in the day. So
good point.
Lane Kramer's here. We've got comics. Ledger's in the background with a hard hat. Yeah, that's right. You don't want him to have the sledgehammer. He's actually out golfing right now.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much, Michael. Punisher XS. 6-scale separatist. That's a great name. Vanilla Gomez. Eric, you got any prints you can show off?
I wasn't even allowed. We were allowed to. I didn't even know we were allowed to discuss it on here, so I was not saying anything. I don't know.
This is something you're just doing for your hobby.
Yeah, it's a side projects.
Just hobby.
We don't do like custom stuff on the channel, so
yeah.
Trying to think if I have anything that's just ordinary printed. No, I don't.
Okay. Hello to you. I vote you calculate actual square feet of statue displayable area and make the call there. You aren't going to stop gaining pieces anytime soon. That's true. Julian, greetings from Germany. Love your shows. Thank you very much. Hope everything's well in Germany. Michael Hood, has anyone heard any updates about the Prime 1 Bat Tank? Haven't seen or heard anything since the teaser. Michael, my honest opinion is I don't think that thing's going to see the light of day. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, that's possible. Who was making that again? Prime 1, right?
Prime 1.
I don't know.
I mean, that thing was awesome, but it had like literally 3 seconds of screen time.
I think they canceled when they did the Arkham.
They canceled the Batman versus Superman,
and I think they canceled, or something happened with that production piece, that Arkham Batmobile.
Well, they did the Arkham Batmobile, but they didn't. They had a second one that had like the 60s colors on it. But the Arkham one is the only one they've done.
Oh, they canceled the Batman versus Superman one.
Yeah, right. And so I don't see this having any chance. But it's still cool. I would love to see it done, but I don't think it's going to. Dennis here, Brotherhood member. Thank you very much. Batman and window room. The wall between window and bedroom looks like it had HVAC. That would be a pain. Yeah. I mean, I'm more right now leaning more toward just leaving the 2 rooms separate, having 2 separate, I know it'd be one big collection, but I think if I put movie pieces in here and maybe even like my desk over here, to do editing and things like that, I don't know. I just think that would separate it out kind of like I want it separated. So we'll see.
I think Brad brought up the point that you have an electric panel down there. that's like your main electric panel down there, right? So you might have a lot of wires running in through those walls that are spread out throughout,
Yeah,
out the whole house down there. So
that's a great point. Yeah, it's all going into there.
yeah, so it might be tough to rip down any of those walls.
He also said not to block that area.
Yeah,
because like I was planning on like maybe even just like putting like a painting over it just to cover it, but I don't know if that's good. I don't know if I can do that or not.
I mean, I've read that too. I'm sure it is a fire hazard, but I've seen friends do the same exact thing. They'll hang a painting over it. Personally, I have like a giant flower vase, with flowers coming out of it, like fake flowers in front of mine. So,
I mean, we have like we have our upstairs, but then we have a third floor, basically a second floor, and it's a separate heating and cooling, and they have another panel up there. That's where my kids are. Okay. And we have the owner. We still have the same painting that the owner had before us, but it was just like a little painting over it. So yeah, I assume it's okay. But that's a great point about the wires.
Yeah.
Vein 21, what's up? How's it going? Which display cases do you recommend for Prime 1 statues? I always recommend garage shelving just because it's strong, it's cheap. Not everybody likes that look. I love the way like Eric's has his cubes, but you can't fit third scale in there. At least not very easily.
You could if you adjust the shelves, but this is IKEA, and their furniture is basically particle board and it crumbles. So I have a lot of supports under each shelf, like metal, rods running through each shelf.
There are, Moji cases and other things like that, but I hear that there's, well over a year wait for those type of things. So if you just need something now, I recommend garage shelving. It's hard to put third scale down below, but if you want things that kind of like waist level, which is the way I like it, they're perfect. And I dress mine up with wood and stuff, and you can do that easily. Some people just cover theirs with tape, or they just make it look presentable. But they're designed to hold up a lot of weight, so that's what I recommend. Brotherhood member Bat Beast in the house. Hello to you. Aaron says, I vote for keeping the walls, at least for now, grow out into the next room and see how things are going from there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that the other room, that's where all the custom stuff will be. This one will probably just for now be the garage shelving. I'll probably leave this. We'll see. Time will tell. I mean, this is more of a theater room anyway, so I think the movie pieces would look pretty cool in here. But I've also, I don't know, it's primarily going to be Batman, but I've considered adding like that Iron Man bust, doing some different movies in here. So we'll see. I don't want to get too crazy though. If you have a decent sized backyard, just build a nice climate controlled shed. Well, we have an HOA, so I don't know if I can't just build a shed back there. We are going to be allegedly maybe putting in a pool, so we'll see how that goes. But Piggy's picks: if you knock down the wall between rooms and decide to move one day, you risk losing out on a higher asking price. Well, that was the thing, is that the agreement was if I knocked down a wall, I would have to pay to put one back up.
Yeah. And I think you said in your video, you were even talking about closing up the windows and everything. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, that would be the thing, is that I want that room more soundproofed.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of wall space there. If I created a big shelving unit, and I really think that I could make something cool for all the quarter scale stuff over there.
So that dog's still an issue. It's still barking every day.
Oh yeah. And, our dogs are right outside that window, and then there's a dog across the way. So, I mean, there's dogs everywhere. But I know that they could put some material or foam inside the window and then, kind of seal it up. Although whenever it could all be tore out, and the window would still be there.
Yeah.
When we move. So, and we're not planning on moving for, 20, 30 years. So we'll see. The Rude Librarian says, I think you definitely need to give yourself some space for those movie pieces. Yeah, I mean, I think that this room would be, the movie pieces. I can see, like, even if I left, if I have that over there, I could, put my Heath Ledger Joker and my Margot Robbie right there, or whoever else I do. and create a bunch of podiums. I think that could be kind of cool. So we'll see. Is anyone getting the Prime 1 Nightwing? It is shipping right now. And I think it's fantastic. I actually have considered it for sure. As Eric knows, I always buy the heroes and then sell them.
Yep.
Sometimes twice. Talking about you, Huntress, over there.
Yep.
But I do like it. Also, Chris, have you already pre-ordered the Punchline statue? And if so, which version? I am waiting for the spring. I have not ordered her yet. I'm kind of waiting to see if Sideshow gets her. But I will be ordering her regardless, and I'll be getting the deluxe version and the Joker as well. I love them both. Oh, they're talking about the Nightwing there. Yeah. Did you get the Tweeterhead Joker on Throne? And if so, Julian, I did. I ordered the 6 scale, but I canceled him. And I will be ordering the quarter scale. How about you, Eric? What did you decide? Or is that one? I can't remember if that's one you ordered in the first place or not.
Tweeterhead Joker? Yeah, I ordered the 6 scale, and I'm trying to cancel it and convert it to the quarter scale. Waiting on Tweeterhead to get back to me on that.
That's right. So hopefully Tweeterhead will get back to you soon. I don't know. Have you messaged Chad directly?
No. The person I spoke to supposedly messaged him. So
all right,
that was a month ago. So
all right, I will message him and see if he can get something moving for you.
I mean, I think at this point they said it was allowed to upgrade your order, but they're not sure how they're going to go about doing it. So I don't know if they have an answer, but I would at least would appreciate a reply saying, hey, we got your message and we're working on it.
Do you have, did you order through Sideshow or Tweeterhead?
Tweeterhead. Okay.
Well, that should be something that they should be able to fix very easily. Chris, does your office at work have a bunch of Batman stuff too? I do have, I have Legos. That's what I have in my office. I have Legos because I work with kids. And so I've got the Arkham Asylum. I've got that full set with all the characters, and I've got like the Disney Castle, and I've got a bunch of different Legos. So not a ton of Batman stuff, but just different things.
It's exactly what my office is. It's mine and my kids' Lego room. That's where all the Lego projects go to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The kids sure love to look at them. Mod case looks nice, but takes forever to get in. Ordered mine over a year ago. Yeah, they look great. And I think you can, I don't know if you've seen the videos, but you can really take the garage shelving and make it look like a Mod case. You know?
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I really like the look. And probably what I would do if I did the custom stuff is I would probably do black, like black outline of everything with the wood, but then all the interiors would be white. I really like that look. And that's kind of what Mod Case looks like. I mean, it's just a very clean look, but the white really lets the statue shine up, and it adds that extra light to them.
Yeah.
It'd be neat to be able to put some sort of shelf with a light built in, like XM Studios has in their displays. That was incredible. Doofus cartoon show. You have space to fit a lot. You need to leave the room with the bare walls and take it from there. No white shelves or furnishings. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. No white shelves.
Maybe he's talking about the ones behind you.
No, maybe.
Or just the border or going around your wall.
Oh, yeah. Keeping the walls is probably a better idea. Use one as a display room and one as a studio. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking, is that like this would be kind of more of the studio and movie room. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, when you do your videos or even the shows, we're not seeing your entire room at once.
Right.
So even if you knock down every single wall, we're not going to know. I mean,
no, and
you're
that's
actually
true.
Walking through the rooms with your camera.
Yeah.
So,
and the great thing is I could use both spaces for rogues or videos or, whatever I want to do. I can change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like Dan has French doors. That's what he's has in his going into his room. So I don't know. I mean, I could put a door in, but I don't know if I would necessarily need to. Would you buy a Matt Reeves Joker statue for your movie collection? I would. What did you think of that trailer or that bonus? What I don't know what you call it, deleted scene or whatever.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think he looks a little funny, just the actor himself. So when they first revealed him as possibly being the Joker, I was like, wow, he doesn't really look like a character that could be the Joker. He has like,
yeah, you wouldn't expect him,
especially his eyes. He has eyes very close together, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And then when they added all the
kind of a big nose,
yeah, when they added all the prosthetics, it just makes his eyes look even closer together to me. So that kind of bothers me a little bit in terms of looks. But yeah, I love all the gruesome, details they added to him. I think it looks fantastic. And then acting wise, yeah, I'm willing to give it a try. Like I said, anytime somebody changes a role and becomes a new character, it takes some getting used to. So I'm sure we'll get used to him becoming the Joker.
Well, didn't it make you want to see more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's just terrifying and creepy. Some people nitpicked about the laugh, but I mean, it's just creepy. It's just different. It's I mean,
it's got to be different. I mean,
if the laugh irritates you, it's doing its job.
It's got to be different. You can't always try to compare it to like Ledger or Nicholson. You can't copy it. They got to come up with their own thing and do something different. So
reading a lot of the comments, I did that reaction video and reading so many of the comments, it just goes to show you how disconnected people are to this universe. Because they're so confused. Like, why isn't that Joaquin Phoenix? Or why isn't it this? Or why isn't it that? I'm like, well, they're two different time periods, two different universes. And that's the problem is that Warner or Marvel has us so conditioned to expect everything to tie in, where we've had 3 different Jokers in the last, 3 years? Yeah. With Leto in the Justice League, the Snyder Cut, Joaquin Phoenix, and now this one. Like, no wonder people are confused.
What do you think of his actual head? How he's missing hair? Because that kind of bothers me. I think I don't want to see like a bald Joker walking around. I appreciate some hair, but
it makes me think of a burn victim, and or as a lot of you, I'm sure you've seen the Fire Marshal Bill memes. I mean, those have been pretty hilarious. But Matt Reeves did say that it was 100% a birth defect. Well, that's fine. I don't know if a birth defect would do that to your hair. Now, it's possible that he has the birth defect and he's still got in a fight with Batman, but he specifically says he's not in the acid.
Yeah.
Oh, so I kept thinking, well, maybe he had the birth defect and still, got in the acid somehow, or something happens to this guy because his head is deformed.
Yeah, it looked like his head was split open and then stapled back together. Yeah. People were comparing it to the New 52, saying how when the Joker rips his face off and then puts it back on. So
yeah, I feel like there was a lot of influence there. I feel like again there's a lot of Bermejo influence, which was really cool. And he even saw that and shared it, so that was really neat. Yeah. But I thought it was a really good take. Did you notice the paperclip?
I don't think so. No. What was it?
So he hands the file folder, and it's got 3 paper clips, 2 on the top and 1 on the side. And whenever Joker hands it back, that one on the side's gone.
Oh, so he stole the paperclip.
Stole the paperclip.
Like the handcuffs or something.
Isn't that great? And it's like a half a second, like you can barely see it. But a lot of people have caught that. I'm like, that's brilliant. If that was, I'm assuming it's intentional.
That's funny.
But man, I love that scene. And do you think it was? I do think it was wise that they took it out. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it would have maybe, like you said, overshadowed, or just put too much focus on another character. It was fine just having the focus on the Riddler, and then we did get that little bit of a tease of the Joker in the movie, so that was fine.
Yeah, and I kind of like. I mean, obviously, this was a nod to Silence of the Lambs, but you almost don't have to have him be a major bad guy in any of the films. He's just there.
However, it was a great scene. It had my attention like 100%. Same thing with like I said, the scene between Pattinson and the Riddler during the movie. That's like one of my favorite scenes. That when they approach each other. I don't know. There's something when he's like in the meeting these villains in the jail cell. Like he comes alive as Batman. It's really impressive. So
it's always been my favorite scene in The Dark Knight is the interrogation scene.
Yeah.
And that had that same kind of vibe with the Riddler, the same vibe, I love that. And it all comes from, when I was a kid, the Killing Joke, whenever he goes and visits the Joker and it's, he touches his hand and it's got paint, I've always loved that one-on-one, because you don't always get that. It's either action, or a big fight, and it's just dialogue, which is great.
Although I think I rather would have seen that scene that they just showed us recently than the one they did put in the movie, if we had a choice between the two.
Like at the end?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a better scene.
I mean, obviously they tested it in front of an audience first and then decided to take it back out. So I guess people all agreed that, take it out.
I mean, it does make the Riddler look less terrifying when you have this guy, because this guy's way terrifying.
Yeah, that's true.
And creepy, and you want to know more. Didn't say the lack of hair and spots made me think they were using shock therapy. I mean, that's very possible.
I like Vanilla's comment. He said, "Bald guy complaining about the bald Joker."
we have nothing but bald guy love here on the channel, folks.
Hey, he can shave his whole head. That's fine. It just looks weird when he has patches everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I that was the one part I wasn't quite sure. Like, that would make sense to me if he had fallen in acid. Like that would, you wouldn't have hair. I mean, that he would, be bald.
Those were some big scars on his head. That's like to where hair's not going to grow back. So it'd be interesting to see if they give him hair in the next movie or not.
I don't know. And there's been comparisons to obviously the Elephant Man and the Gwendoline from the Man Who Laughs. So from the 20s or 30s, I never can remember. I think 20s, but we'll see. Henry says, question: how come no one makes Jack Nicholson Joker statues? Money and likeness.
He's a tough guy to deal with, I hear.
He just doesn't approve it. There's only been one real likeness of him, and that was Hot Toys. And they did two. They did the regular purple suit with the hat, and then they did the clown when he Uncle Binko or whatever his name was. I can't remember. The mime look. But and then apparently this Dark Side Collectible studio is going to be doing one. We still haven't seen anything yet, but they said they were able to do it. So they either somehow know God and made it happen, or I don't know exactly what the deal was. Hey, Stuart Murphy's in the house. Murray, excuse me. I would definitely say it's a birth defect, given that almost every tooth is facing a different direction. Yeah. I mean, they have said that it is a birth defect, and that, he's got that, he was just born with a permanent smile. And you can imagine, I've got an echo all of a sudden. Sorry, I'm not sure why that's doing that. Anyway, that he's got this permanent smile, and you can imagine that he was made fun of his whole life and ridiculed and probably beat up. And I think Pattinson looks terrible as Batman. Man, I could not disagree more. I thought he looks fantastic. John, do you think Sideshow will allow us to change our Joker to Throne? That has already been brought up. And from what I've been told is that you can call them and they will let you cancel it, get your deposit back, and then reorder it. But right now, the problem is it's not up for pre-order yet. It's unknown when it'll actually be up for pre-order. I've kind of heard like maybe April, May-ish. So time will tell. So you might just keep it for now. And maybe
that one sold out pretty quick, right? The exclusive on
Tweeterhead.
So that's the other issue now. If I do have to reorder it through Sideshow, I'm gonna have to hopefully get one.
It'll be real interesting to see how many people cancel this thing.
Yeah.
And what does that do to production?
I mean, it is a big piece. It's not going to be for everybody's collection. It's almost 30 inches tall. It's like a third scale statue. So
yeah, and keep in mind, guys, this, a lot of people that are canceling, you can cancel, but also be prepared that the quarter scale is probably going to be expensive. It is a big statue, really big base. It will not be cheap. So, I don't think it'll be the price of a normal premium format. at all. Because
It's actually what I was just working on. I was doing a mock-up in Photoshop for somebody, and they wanted to see the difference in their room between 6 scale and quarter scale for the Joker. And that, seeing the person's room and that quarter scale, it's big.
It's substantial.
It's in the Tweeterhead group. I think you just posted it.
I mean, I think like, do you still have Sanity?
Yeah. That's not even that big. I think that's...
I mean, that's the thing. I think this will be bigger than Sanity.
That's 27 inches, if I remember correctly, Sanity. And this is almost, what did I say, 30... Was it 28?
32 maybe, or 28, 32?
Something like that.
I don't know. I have thought about it. I've been thinking if I do this other room, I've been thinking about maybe adding Sanity. I'm not sure. So if you ever want to sell it, you might have a buyer.
All right.
You might. Okay. So I might have some space for it now. I might make a spot for it. But we'll see. Julian, awesome to have the opportunity to be part of one of your live shows. Thanks for being live earlier. Thank you very much. Again, thought maybe some people would be able to join us that normally can't. I thought the missing hair from Joker was pulling out clumps. That could be too. If he has a nervous condition or something. I mean, I see it in kids. I see it in adults. So I think that would absolutely explain it. I hope Prime One will completely Batman Dark Knight Metal Murder Machine. I think they'll continue to do Dark Knight Metal pieces. Hey, gentlemen. Hey, Vataholic. How's it going? Any suggestions on my new Prime 1 Harley? The mallet doesn't fit correctly, particularly in the hand that's holding the mallet head end. It really depends on how much give. Like you might be able to warm it up a little bit with like a hair dryer. I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, I don't have it, so I don't know how it fits in together. Is it like one of those things where you have to get it in at the same time on both?
Yeah, it's kind of like you have to, because the hand on this end has kind of like a prong where you kind of have to put it in, but then still align it, because the other hand has like a little divot, where the mallet fits in.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what his issue is, but like you said, maybe heating it up might help.
So I think that also, if it doesn't, you just need to contact whoever you ordered it from, and they'll send you a replacement part.
Yeah.
Both Sideshow and Prime One are good about that. I mean, Prime One, it might take a little while longer, but I've gotten replacement parts from both companies. Mr. Bill, hey brother, if you would like a voice intro for Battering Out Live, let me know. I will do one up for you. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Sure, Mr. Bill. Send me what you got. You can email me, send it to me if you're interested. If you really are interested, you can send it to me via Google Drive to thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. See what you got. Josh Duckwall, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. We're doing great, Josh. Thank you. And thank you for being a member. Yeah, and isn't that crazy? The Wonder Woman. I mean, that thing has been out at least 2 years. People still don't have it.
Wow.
I still don't like my Ben Affleck Batman. I got that from Todd. Most people don't even have that yet. Like, how did he get one? Like, how did I get one? I still don't know. I just assumed that they had all shipped. But it's crazy.
That's what I thought.
Pattinson might be my favorite. I like his voice not being over the top like Bale. Yeah, I like them both. I think I think they did a nice job with the voices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not canceling my 1/6 Joker. Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea, because you might change your mind. And if you see the price of the quarter scale and they're like, oh crap, I probably shouldn't have canceled my 6 scale.
Or you might not get the quarter scale if it sells out quick enough. Yeah.
I know. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd recommend people canceling yet. Just in case. I mean, I canceled it because I'm not collecting 6 scale.
I mean, it is the exclusive that sold out. Personally, I don't even like the exclusive. I would display it with the regular parts.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's always nice to have the extra options and stuff.
It is. I mean, knowing Chad, I'm sure that, I'll have the opportunity to review the 6 scale. So I'm excited to at least see that. And I don't know. Maybe I end up changing my mind anyway. I don't know. Matt says, when people talk about ES with value after the fact, what do you think companies doing 1/6 and 1/4 of those same pieces means for that or does to it? I guess it just depends on what you're collecting. I mean, I don't know. I guess it does change things a bit. I mean, if there was, let's say 500 of this 6 scale Joker, and now there are 3,000 combined with 4th scale and 6 scale, that does change it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't know. I hadn't really thought of that. That's a great question, Matt.
It really only affects the people that collect both. I mean, there's some die-hard only 1/4 scale collectors, die-hard only 3rd scale collectors.
And I mean, I feel like most people that care about ES are the flippers. Like me, I don't care what the ES is. I'm going to buy what I want. I don't know where do you feel about that? Like, does the ES? I mean, it's neat to say, oh, there's only 300 worldwide. Like, that's cool.
I mean, it does come down when you have to try to sell it again. Like, especially like for you have a collection that revolves. I don't have a collection that revolves, but I do like to freshen out my pieces from from time to time. So yeah, I don't mind if I'm not looking for them to go up in value, but I would like to try to get back as much as possible.
Yeah, sure. I mean, at least what you paid.
Yeah.
I'm like looking across here at my Batman Who Laughs from Prime 1. I mean, they made a lot of those, but no one sells them, or very rarely. And so sometimes it's just a matter of how popular the piece is. It doesn't necessarily mean that the ES was small or big. But I don't know. That's a really good question, Matt.
The fact that we get anything back for them is fantastic because, I mean, they do sit on a shelf, but technically they are like used items. I mean, what else do you have that you actually almost get all your money back when it comes time to sell something? So
I mean, it's incredible. And for a long time, I never really thought of it as being used, but they are. I mean, they are. Yeah. Once you have them out of the box. I mean, you can always say like new. I mean, it's like, if there's no defects or no broken pieces, no super glue involved. So we'll see. The Batman versus Superman Batmobile got canceled years ago, which is unfortunate.
I felt like there was something that happened to the Arkham run also, that it got cut short or something. I could have sworn, or maybe there just wasn't that many of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they made very many, but then they were going to do that second one with the colors of the 60s Batmobile, like the blue and the red pinstriping. But they teased it. I even have a catalog with it in there, and they never made it. Josh still waiting on my 1/4 Queen Studios Joker statue. Hopefully it'll get shipped soon. Yeah, I don't think that is shipped in the States yet. I'm still debating whether I keep mine or not. I did the sculpted hair, so we'll see. John, this was actually asked earlier, and I have not ordered Punchline yet, but I will be. I doubt Eric will be. I don't think that's his cup of tea with 3rd scale.
Yeah, it's one of those pieces that tempts me to get into 3rd scale. I will buy a 1/4 scale if they come out with one, though. Hopefully,
it would be a no-brainer. I mean, I can't believe Sideshow hadn't even teased one yet. I mean, it seems like that would be right up their alley.
Yeah.
Hey, Fatal, how's it going? Thank you for being here. Prime 1 didn't put in the little toenails for the egg of the Perfect World statue that came with Skull Knight. I contacted them and said it'd take a while. That was 3 months ago, and I haven't heard anything. You have to keep in mind with Prime 1, guys, it is a very long process. Just by boat alone, it comes on cargo ships. So it's, at least 2 to 3 months just on that. So have faith. I think you'll get it. I just think it'll be a while. Benjamin asks, hey, guys, who is a better Batman movie villain, Paul Dano Riddler or Heath Ledger Joker? Well, that's an easy one for me. I'll put it over to Eric.
I am more of a Riddler fan probably, but yeah, we got to see more of Heath Ledger as the Joker than Dano's Riddler. He was like more behind the scenes, I think. So yeah, I'll go with the Joker.
I think that for me, Ledger obviously is my favorite villain of all time, but at the same time, I feel like Paul Dano is in a way scarier just because it was just an any guy. We always fear just the guy next door, the plain guy that just, he's the guy that goes and, shoots up the post office or something. It's like those are the ones that creep you out. And so I think he did a really good job. And
I don't think we really got to see him yet. I think this was just an introduction. I feel like now what we're getting into the next movie or down the line is we'll get full-blown Riddler.
I hope so. I hope we see more. Because I think he did a great job of what we saw. Now, one of my friends hasn't seen the Batman. Now I'm going to see it for the 4th time. That's awesome. Well, you need to take your friend. I'm canceling it. Just fully paid off last week. Are you talking about the Joker? I ordered mine through Todd also, but surprisingly, DT is the only one I know who ordered Wonder Woman through him and already got. And I don't know if maybe Todd got a few samples and then that's how he was able to send a few out like mine. I really don't know. I don't know all the interworkings of how that works, but I got lucky. Excited for Moon Knight. I am.
Me too. I'm not a Marvel person, but that is one character I do like, and I'm looking forward to that series.
I thought it was going to be a movie, though. I didn't realize it was just going to be
me too.
Disney Plus. So that's pretty interesting. But I think it looks good.
Yeah, the shows on those channels now are actually almost like watching a movie. It's just broken up. So
it is.
Quality is amazing. So
yeah, you can tell they make a lot of money. They must because they're pouring a lot of money into these things. Not yet, John. Tweeterhead Harley Quinn. That's awesome, Sean. I think you'll really like her. I think she's really great. She'll pair up really well with that Joker. Some people haven't loved her. Some people have. I really like the Jester look. I haven't decided if I'm ordering her yet or not because I don't know. I don't know if I'll have the room for her. I already have a great what we call her, a streetwalker Harley in the chat, but it's great Hell on Wheels from Sideshow. So I still think it's a great piece. What's our DEF CON level at the concern of Prime One canceling the Talon? I don't even want to talk about it because it's like I check the website every damn day and still nothing. What did they just have the ES of? The Fabok Batman. They just did the Fabok Batman ES.
Do you know what it was?
I can't remember now.
So many great pieces got canceled when they originally did that cancellation. What was it like the dead shot? They didn't cancel Katana, right?
No, Katana's still available. I think they're making like 200 of her, like something like that. 250.
That Grail statue was great looking.
Yeah, Grail. So
Talon's an amazing looking statue. If they cancel it, man, wow.
I think it's one of the coolest ones they've made, and I will be devastated if they cancel him. I don't know what they're waiting for, but I mean that went up for pre-order way before the Fabok Batman did. So I am worried, but I'm still hoping and praying. ES doesn't matter to me personally as I tend to not sell anything, but I know many people do talk about it or consider it. Yeah, I mean, it is important to a lot of people, but I mean, it just really depends on if you want to sell it again or, what kind of collector you are, I guess. Thank you very much, Mr. Bill. Appreciate it. Would be a great idea to compare the Joker 6 scale with the 4 scale and see if the scale change has any difference in details. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would assume, I mean, if they take something that's really detailed and blow it up, you would think that maybe it would lose a little detail as you blow it up.
That's my concern. How is the quarter scale going to look?
Yeah.
Because it was designed for 6 scale. So now we're going bigger with it.
Yeah. So we're going to see that from XM. We're going to see that from Tweeterhead, and we're definitely going to be talking about it. I mean, it's definitely going to be a thing. If they blow it up and it's not as detailed, then I think that's going to be a problem. Although they also might work the other way around. They might work big and then shrink it. So it's like maybe you lose a little detail when you shrink it. I don't know. So time will tell. I mean, I'm optimistic. I don't think they're going to turn out a crappy product. I don't think they'll, because because they know collectors with their pitchforks. So, people will go to social media and trash it. So supposedly today, after missing 2 attempted deliveries, my first statue in a year is supposed to a year. Moff Gideon, Star Wars. Oh, that's great. That's great, Lane. You have to let us know if it's any good. Slim, it is not. Never too late, John. Hey, Kevin, another Brotherhood member. Hey, guys, hope everything is doing well. Glad to catch you live. Glad to have you here, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Is there a company there's a statue you wish any company make that hasn't been done yet? Great stream. I'm in the UK. It's a great to see you live show. Thank you very much. Man, any statue you want made. I don't know. What do you think?
I actually just did this for your the video I did for you.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Based on my
spoiler
peek to my answer, based on my current collection, they never made a new 52 Aquaman for the new 52 line. So I would appreciate a new 52 Aquaman because I have Jason Momoa and I don't collect movie pieces, and I have a Jason Momoa Aquaman in my collection.
Yep, I just don't understand why they never did. Doesn't make any sense. Unless they just didn't think that a new 52 Aquaman with the orange and the green would sell. I don't know.
Oh.
It is weird. Man, which one would I want made?
Talon. Canceled.
What'd you say?
I said Talon when he gets canceled.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's the thing is like, I feel like most of the characters that I've wanted made are made. I would really like a 3rd scale comic book Two-Face from Prime 1, I think specifically.
Yeah, I still want a 1/4 scale Riddler.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, again, all those characters I want. I'm just trying to think of which one I want the most. I want a Ra's al Ghul. And again, like, talking with Chad wants to do all these characters. And so I really think that it's going to be kind of this epic couple years for Tweeterhead. Just bringing these characters that we've wanted for years. So knowing that, I would assume they're all going to be 1/4 scale. So that's pretty exciting. So I think you're going to get a 1/4 scale Riddler 100%.
I just hope he's not like too classic looking. I want something with a little bit of a modern twist to it or something cool. So hopefully I was counting on Sideshow. Sideshow always does those like weird twists to the characters. And
yeah, I think I'll just say this. I think you're going to be pleased.
Okay.
With what you're going to see from them. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Hey guys, just bought a Prime 1 Big Game Predator DX edition for €650. Absolute bar. Wow, that's great. That's fantastic. Do you guys see us getting a Kravitz Catwoman or Dano Riddler by Blitzway and Prime 1? Yep.
Definitely.
I think you'll get Catwoman and Riddler. I think they'll do just like they did with the Dark Knight Rises. I think you'll have a 3. I don't think they'll do more than that. Unless they do the Joker, but I don't think we'll see that Joker. But I could see some people wanting to get in on that role right now. I mean, that created a tremendous amount of buzz. So I think they'll definitely do a Kravitz, Catwoman, and a Riddler.
Well, they're already comparing it to that Bermejo Joker above your shoulder and saying, will that be now more sought after because it kind of looked like him?
Yeah. And I think that's a good point. Dark Knight is still the best superhero movie ever. It's still one of my favorites for sure. Riddler's costume is dumb. Well, it's definitely a different take. It's a military uniform. It's a military costume, winter military gear. So it's, Hollywood tends to make things look different. I mean, the way the Joker looked wasn't always, he didn't look like that in the comics with Ledger Joker. I mean, that just became kind of the norm then. So it's like there's different takes to these characters. Because if you have a guy running around in a unitard with question marks on him, like Jim Carrey, it's not going to work in 2022, guys. It's just not. Especially if you're going to make it realistic. I mean, you could have a guy in a unitard, but I don't know if I'd take him very seriously. Yeah. Hard to beat Ledger Joker. Iron Studio showed Batman the Animated Series. Batmobile looks great, but too expensive. Ryan, great minds. I already filmed my hit or miss video for that. Got that done yesterday, so I think it'll go up probably tomorrow. But yeah, I agree. It's overpriced. Cash to Gemini in the house. Great stream, guys. A great start to the weekend. Thank you very much. And I don't know if he has a live stream tonight. He might. I can't remember. So check out his channel too if you guys want to continue on with some great chat tonight. I think it's tonight. I'm not sure. Ledger stole the show. Yes, he did. Let's see. Sean says, I think I'll be getting that 6-scale Tweeterhead Joker 2. I hope I'll be able to get it as well and it doesn't go out of stock. I mean, that's the thing. I think you're going to have to be pretty quick on that Joker. I think it'll go quick. I think Chad's going to be real happy. Matt, they did give Katana an ES. So Katana's happening. But it was a very low ES. I kind of want to go look it up right now. I'm going to see. Because I don't think she was very, very high ES. But if you don't you think, Eric, it feels like if they get an ES, they're fine.
For Katana, yeah.
Or any of them, you know, like I'm not sure how to spell Katana. Is it Kitana?
Looks right.
It's not bringing up any search results. Let me go in real quick and see. Sorry, guys. I'm just curious.
Yeah, you spelled it right. Katana.
It says no results found. That can't be good.
Oh, they took her out.
Oh, I hope they didn't. Let me look, guys.
Yeah, she was a cool statue too.
Yeah, she almost had this kind of like this black and white look. I hope we don't have breaking news here.
What do you want? Prime One's website?
Yep. Going through the menus here.
See if our regular search result comes up.
Man, she is not coming up.
She's still on Big Bad Toy Store, but not for sale. Prime One.
Nightwing. There she is. Okay. So the bonus version is 180.
Yeah, it's still here.
180 ES.
Wow. Oh, so they did give it an ES.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I think she will be made. I'm not worried about Katana at all.
Wow, that's really low.
180.
Makes you think about Talon.
That's the bonus.
How many people do you think ordered Talon? Wow.
I can't imagine it not being around that. I mean, good Lord. They would not make Arkham City Poison Ivy at 300 ES.
And that got canceled, yeah.
And that was the big one. That was the big one that got canceled. So I don't know. Why is it getting pieces get canceled? Because they don't sell enough, which sucks. But I mean, they're doing 180. That ES is ridiculous, and it costs them a lot of money in the factory to make that many. I mean, the more they can make, that offshoots the factory cost. Mm-hmm. So I think Prime One's going to be losing money on Katana. That's a great dio right there.
Yeah, I'm just in here looking at the 360 tour of her on the website.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I think, Matt, I think you're going to get her. I love a Kravitz Catwoman. It would be a beautiful piece, especially if they keep the base. Yeah, I think she'll be a no-brainer for them. With an unmasked portrait and a mask with her, ski mask on. Also, is it true Tweeterhead is going to do a Batman to go with that Harley and Joker? I think I heard you guys say they were teasing it. Yeah, they've already teased a Batman, the teased one was very much like the Daniel Bell bust from Sideshow. It had the Batarang hand. I think that they've tweaked that. I think it's changed a bit. But they are definitely doing a Batman. Sam says, do you think the new Tweeterhead quarter scale Joker will scale well with the Sideshow PF 1/4 line? I mean, 1/4 is 1/4. So I would imagine, yes. The only thing is that, if you look at a Prime 1 next to an XM or XM next to a Sideshow, or, they all have different texturing. They all have a different feel to them. Iron Studios has a very different feel. And it's because of the paint or the application or the material used. And so I think they're going to scale well, but I am still curious how they'll look next to each other. Like, I'm looking at my Tweeterhead Ivy. It's beautiful, but I feel like the paint applications are just different than the Sideshow pieces. So I'm optimistic. I mean, you have a lot of Sideshow guys working at Tweeterhead now. I mean, you got Igo and some other guys, and they work together. They're a team effort. So I'm hoping that it all looks great. So we'll see. Talon was delayed, wasn't it? Yes, it was, to sometime in 2022, which that scares me. And I think that if it is made, it'll be shipping in 2037. We'll see. XM have said they want to go, or they had to go back and add detail to the Lobo for the 1/4. and we were talking about on Rogues the other night. It looked really under scale too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's an interesting point. If they did have to add detail, that means that in that case, they did scale it to 6 scale and then blew it up to 1/4 and it didn't work. I would imagine from here on out, they're going to scale it to 1/4 scale and then shrink it down to 6. That would make the most sense to me, because you definitely don't want to lose detail. Chris, when are you taking down the walls to make room for your collection? The bigger room is moving to a Chris DC Batman Museum, aka the Batcave. Yeah, some people were suggesting your Batcave needs to look like the collections in Asia and all those crazy places. And I'm like, good Lord, I have a regular house in Kansas. But I am most likely not going to tear down walls. I'm most likely just going to do 2 rooms. This will be the movie room, movie stuff, and the other room will be my comic book, samurai, whatever. At least that's the initial idea. What'll probably happen is that'll end up being comic book room, and then 3 years from now, this one will also be comic book room. So we'll see. But I just need to get out somebody here. I contacted a guy to do the custom shelving in here. He took measurements, and that's been 2 months ago, and I barely heard from him. So I think I'm just going to try to find somebody else that could do it, because I really kind of want to get started.
It's the worst time to have anything built these days, because the prices of lumber is up as well.
Well, and I'm really okay with having the framing be lumber, but then the faces be MDF. I'm okay with that.
Okay. I've seen people where they even do sheetrock. They'll do a frame out of the wood and then sheetrock over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do sheetrock shelving.
That probably looks pretty nice.
It does. Yeah, it looks nice and clean.
I mean, that's kind of the look I want for those 3 windows. I mean, just to have kind of, big open spaces where I can just create a diorama or, set 3 or 4 or 5 statues in a row. And I'd also like to do some sort of, if I have a little bit of space down below, I'd like to put out some shelves or some drawers where I can put, a duster or, put the extra head sculpts and things like that in there. That would be ideal. Did you see Alex Thomas confirm that the Batman White Knight Bat Cycle is coming out in 6 scale? I did hear him say that. At least I don't know if he said 100% confirmed, but he says I think they want to do it in 6 scale. If I'm hearing the same interview you did, so I don't know. What did you think of that?
This is the first I'm hearing about that. Wow. Okay. Because I said I would pick that up if they did it in 6 scale.
I know you did, and that would be a big deal. Because I mean, I'm going to get the 1/4 scale one just because it's incredible, but it's a big giant piece.
I want it. I'm still afraid of the price though, because I know it's still going to be expensive for a 6 scale.
It will be, but I don't think it'll be. I mean, it'll be awful, but it won't be as bad as you think, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
What's
I'm just
the
talking
price
out of my
of,
butt, but I'm just guessing here.
what's the price of the quarter scale? Like 3,500 or something like that?
It's
All right,
expensive.
so half of that's still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Exton has me looking at that purple suited Catwoman. I like that piece.
Me too.
I do. Things about it are stupid. I mean, the whip, it just wouldn't do that in real life, but it's very artistic looking, and I like it. Again, it's a comic book, for Pete's sakes. So I do like it. I don't know if I'll have the room for her, but I like her a lot.
And innovative. It's the first time a company's done something where you can put it in different positions.
It's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Why has that never been done before? So smart. Chris, are you getting the patents and life-size bust? No, not unless they change some things. I just don't like the pose, and I don't think the portrait is there. I would love to have one. I would rather have that Bale one they teased. The unmasked Bale. Enjoying the show, guys. Any idea on what Tweeterhead's next Batman Rogues villain will be? I do, but I can't say. So you're just going to have to guess. There's some great ones coming. I can guarantee it. Yes. Agreeing with you, Eric. Waiting for an Aquaman 2. Prime One even canceled the Injustice Aquaman. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that?
Yeah. At this point, any company, Sideshow.
Yeah. Must not get a lot of love.
Still, I was saying, still waiting for Sideshow. We had pretty much the entire Justice League remade with their new modern versions, except for Aquaman at this point.
Yeah. Hey, Brad. Nice to see you here, sir. A Two-Face life-size bust I would love. Not yet. But again, companies like Tweeterhead say they want to do characters like that. So I think that we will be getting them in the next 5 years. I think we'll be getting all of these characters. I predict it. I think that they are going to go all in for us. But we have to buy them too. I mean, we have to put our money where our mouths have been. So for everybody that says they want a Clayface, you better buy one. Danny says Tweeterhead reminded me of an old school Sideshow, more collector focused rather than business only. I agree. Chad will agree that some of his decisions have not been the greatest. He kind of thinks with his heart sometimes. And, I love that because he's a collector too. Like he loves this stuff. He loves these characters. And so I'm very excited that they want to do these characters. And it does kind of feel like old school Sideshow because Sideshow doesn't produce as much anymore. We're hoping that they might eventually once all this kind of settles out, but it's definitely a different day and age for Sideshow these days, not getting as many premium formats anyway. You'll have to ask Sideshow. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's been begging for them, but I just have a feeling, guys, we're going to be surprised this year. I think Sideshow and Tweeterhead both are going to surprise us with some characters. I don't know. I'm just going to continue to be optimistic. The Fabok Penguin. Yes, it's been a year since we've seen Penguin. I think maybe 3 shows ago, 3 next level shows. So I am not optimistic. I'll say it that way. I'm not optimistic that they'll make this Penguin. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they needed to go back and retool him a little bit, make him a little bit more exciting. It'd be kind of. I still would love to see more of like an action pose where he's got like the umbrella out front of him, like with the bullet, the bullets coming out of his umbrella or something. So we'll see. Time will tell. Brad says Dark Knight is the best superhero movie ever. Have you seen The Phantom? Well, yes. Are you talking about the animated series Phantom? I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
That's what I assumed. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume. Great flick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mask of the Fan, or I'm assuming Mask of the Phantasm. I don't know if that's what he's talking about. 0 Year Riddler would be an ideal statue costume. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ryan's saying, Eric, did you get any of the Catwoman number 41 variants?
I did not. So I have a rule similar to my statue collecting, to where I only collect one of each character, and I only collect one of each character as comics too. so the only comics I collect these days is I made a rule before I got into collecting statues. I collected comics, and when I left off from there, I said to myself, I'm only going to collect female DC cover comics, So I have a whole bunch of DC female covers. I already have a Catwoman by Art Germ. I have, one day I'll post pictures in the group.
Got a new Punchline one.
So at this point now I have 3 Punchlines. So I broke my rule on that one. So I'm trying to narrow down which Punchline cover I want to keep. It'll probably be the one you sent me.
Say, I might need to buy your other one.
The Art Germ.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. I have all these, and I keep wanting to display them with the statue, but again, that takes up room.
Yeah. Well, the same thing. So the same with my statues. I don't want my comics to sit in a box somewhere. I have a wall where I display my comics on the wall, and I just can't have multiple characters of the same, person. So I can only have one Catwoman for now. So until something comes along and replaces the one I have now that I like better, I'm keeping the one I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was it, number 41? Yeah, there was some great 41 covers for that book. So yeah, it's definitely tempting.
Congratulations, Brad, on buying that Batmobile. It is expensive. I say this in my hit or miss video, but I feel like for the price, at least with the 89 Batmobile, you got the cave base, whereas this one is just kind of that simple, flat silver base.
Yeah.
So that.
What was do you know the price of it?
For just the Batmobile alone is $1,050.
Wow.
If you had the Batmobile with Batman, it was $1,150. If you buy just Batman by himself, he's $150.
Okay.
So basically, you save $50 if you get the combo.
And what scale is it? I only saw a quick picture of it. I didn't get to look into it. 10 scale. Okay.
So it's a big piece. I mean, it's it's like, I can't see it on camera, but it's a big piece. But that's still a lot of money.
Yeah, I still need something for the top of my bookcase. I'm always wanting to change something up there.
Are you getting the Jim Lee Batman or the movie Batman? Gazi, I would be getting the Blitzway, the Prime 1 Blitzway, the movie Batman. It's $180, and they have canceled another piece that had the ES as well. Oh, sorry, I must be really far behind. Sorry, guys.
Katana.
Yeah, Katana. So I'll try to get. I'm really far behind.
Yeah, I think you had a super chat. I don't know if you got to the.
Austin McCain, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I have finally pre-ordered my first 1/3 scale statue. I went with the Prime 1 film version of the Batman. It captures the essence of Pattinson so well. I agree 100%, Austin. I think that's a fantastic first 1/3 scale. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Prime 1 has tremendous detail. And I'm going to say this, once you go 1/3, it's very difficult to go back. Like it's just, you just really understand how amazing they are, how much presence they command. And that Pattinson, I think I was kind of down on it for a minute. And I liked the Queen Studios because it's a little bit more dynamic. But I do feel like, I think we talked about the other night, that I feel like, Pattinson was always just kind of, there was some action, but there was a lot of him just walking around being a detective.
Yeah.
And I feel like just his slight head down, kind of just standing there hulking down. It felt like he's in the room. Like, that's what it felt like in the film to me.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I would pick that one, even though the other ones are more dynamic. The Jim Lee one is phenomenal. The base is great. I love the cape way better. But at the end of the day, I just feel like that movie piece does capture it really, really well. So congratulations, Austin. And thank you again for the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Khalid, this isn't a rogue show. This is just us randomly going live on a Saturday to hang out. So not a rogue show. Yeah, awesome first statue. I agree. Batholic says, just tried my mallet again on Harley and it fit. Oh, Must need to get them room temperature. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Sometimes it really is just to let you heat it up a little bit, or, you know, the conditions. Sometimes even if you, how you come at it at a certain angle, sometimes, like, you know, if you might work on it for 20 minutes, like I can't get it, and then come back to it and you're just do something slightly different and it slides right in. So
yeah,
it's really weird how it works.
That happens with the foot pegs a lot too. Like we see a lot of people say that the foot's not going all the way in, and we always say just leave it overnight, and the next morning you might wake up and it just went down on its own. So
I should have done that with Bane, because the Bane, my wife and I, we had to Dremel it.
Yeah,
I mean, we had to, because that was just freaking nuts. But and I don't know if I'd ever be able to sell it, because I don't even know if I can get the legs out of the base itself.
Yeah,
but it's still one of my favorite pieces I've ever had, so it's not going anywhere. Fatal says, I'll be unboxing the 1/6 scale Batmobile from Jazz Inc. Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's very cool. I'm not sure. I must have missed something there. Sorry, guys. I struggle to not buy more than one statue of the same character. Well, you're preaching to the choir. I mean, good Lord, I buy 7 Harleys and 3 Joker, you know, whatever. It's crazy. Hey, Jetta Patrol's in the house. Hey, how's it going? Iron Studios has lost their bat mind on their pricing versus value. Man, you are not lying. What do you think? What do you think the deal is, Eric? Like, do you think it's just the licensing that they're trying to pass it on? But like, some of their pricing's really nuts.
I have no idea. I think a lot of it comes down to, like we said, like all these new companies are coming out, and I think there's a demand for these factories, and it's coming down to who's paying the most for the factories, and they're making their money back by charging the customers more.
Yeah,
possibly.
And the quality is there sometimes, and quality is not there other times. It feels like the Sentinel dioramas. A lot of people complain about the paint on those. They're still cool, but I don't know. I mean, it's frustrating when you pay that much. Yeah, again, I do feel like those were overpriced, but they're still neat. So again, spoiler for my video, but it's like, if that's what you want and that's what you want to pay for, then go for it. You might have to sacrifice another statue for it, but again, if your heart tells you need it, get it. Good evening to you, John. Yeah, pricing has gone bonkers just about everywhere. Although I have been really impressed still with Sideshow and even Tweeterhead still with their pricing for the most part. You know, because it was getting crazy, and then it went back down to like 600-ish. So
yeah,
that's nice.
I posted some pictures in the group. I think it was yesterday. Or was it Thursday? No, yeah, it was yesterday. Because it popped up in my timeline. It was 6 years ago on this day. I purchased the Arkham Sideshow Joker and the first OG Harley Quinn. And somebody brought up, you know, remember those days when those pieces were $300, $400? And I was like, yep, I do.
And remember the days where we're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to spend $300 on this.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll still never forget. I was in a shop with my wife, and I always wanted the DC Collectibles, and it was that Batman, that was that quarter scale Batman that he was coming up through the Batcave. You remember that old piece?
I think so.
That was $150 for a quarter scale. And I had never spent that much money on anything. Oh my God, $150. Could you even fathom? And I bought it at a comic book shop in Colorado, I believe. First big piece I ever bought. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm spending, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 on some of these things now. It's like, it's just amazing how much has changed.
Yeah.
Do you think Tweeterhead will go back and make their Scarecrow available in quarter scale? I don't know. I'll try to find out from Chad. I couldn't announce anything even if I did, because that would be a Sideshow announcement. But I would think that they would want to do that.
Yeah.
Or there's always a chance that they would just do another Scarecrow. I mean, that's the thing, is like, if I don't know how popular that Scarecrow was. I don't know how well it sold. That would probably be the determining factor. If it didn't sell very well in 6 scale, they might not take the risk in quarter. They might be more likely to do a different design. And that was Almacar, I mean, which is again, he did the XM Scarecrow also.
Oh, nice. I think he did the face on it. I think it was a team project. He did the face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it didn't sell out right away, but it definitely hit low stock very quickly.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, that would be cool if they did. Do you like Shugo or Samurai Batman more? I like the OG more, but I love Shugo too. Like they're both so cool and so different. And just for the bat signal alone, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Do you still have that? Or did you sell it?
I did. I just put it out. I put it out in the where the Shakespeare bust was.
Okay.
Just for now, because I just didn't have room for him yet. I was just kind of trying him out there, but he's awful out there because he's got the gun pointing forward, and I almost snag myself every time. He's not going to stay out there much longer. Not Bruce Wayne. Just purchased my first Sideshow statue, Batman Beyond, with the exclusive animated portrait. That's a great piece, and that was done by Daniel Bell. Great piece. I just purchased my first Tweeterhead statue, Harley Quinn 1/4. That's awesome. I can't believe you haven't had a Tweeterhead yet. That's awesome. And I did confirm with Chad that pieces like that, they're going to do them at the same time. So the 6 scale will be made at the same time as the quarter. Obviously, with this Joker, the 6 scale Joker will come out way before the quarter scale because the quarter scale isn't even up for pre-order yet. So I did want to pass that along to collectors that might want to know that.
It's the only thing I don't like. Now I have to wait even longer.
I know. It's going to be a wait. Although, I met with Chad twice in Florida. And his biggest thing is he wants to get these out quicker. He's tired of the 2-year waits, the 1 year. I mean, he would like to get these out 6 to 8 months, which would be phenomenal if they can get that kind of turnaround time. I don't know how they'll do that, and obviously, which shipping delays and stuff have been very frustrating, obviously, but that's his goal. He would like to get it out to collectors quicker. So, Peanut Butter Warrior. I like that name. If that Iron Studios Dark Knight Return statue was a little cheaper, I would have bought it straight away. It was expensive. And it's still cool. But yeah. After seeing your Samurai Bane video, I picked him up 2 weeks ago and I love him. That's awesome. Nice. I tell you, Eric, gotta get one Samurai piece. I don't know which one, but you got to get one.
I've seen them, most of them. I think I've seen pretty much all of them in person, and yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I was like, should I switch my collection and do the Samurai? I'm in the mood to do something different in my room, but at the same time, I see those prices creeping up, and it's like, I don't know.
That's the thing. You got to do it now.
Yeah,
because the longer you wait, but I guarantee. I don't know. I just feel like I would be looking at this exact image of you a year from now, and all of those other ones will be gone.
I'm the type of person where I get bored of things very easily, and I like to switch things up. This is the longest I've ever had anything like as far as like collection wise goes.
Yeah.
And I told you the reason I'd rather have like a full Batman collection. I didn't do it at the time because my daughter was very young, like I said, and she didn't want to have like all these scary pieces in my room with her down here. But now that she's older, I can go and do stuff like that now. So I don't know.
That's right. 100%. And I'm the exact same way. I don't know. I get tired of things very easily. I recently just found, I didn't even know this, but I was having a conversation with my mom about how incredibly overactive and hyper I was as a kid. I had no idea, but I've always suspected that I had like ADHD or something. Cause like, I'm always like squirrel, and which is why I probably do a YouTube channel where I'm changing out my collection every 5 minutes and trying to figure out and change my mind every 5 minutes. So obviously they didn't diagnose that stuff back when I was a kid, but I'm almost positive that's probably what I have. But yeah, I mean, you want to keep it fresh. And like, again, I always feel like it's art that you can appreciate while you have it, and then, move on. And especially like, I'm sure, like you said, it drives you crazy that they didn't do an Aquaman. So that means your collection's not complete.
Yeah. Well,
the way you envisioned it, at least.
Yeah. I'm Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do something different. I don't know.
I'm telling you, once you, just look at these things.
I just gotta make sure everything fits because I have these cubes, and it's like and they're fixed into place because, like I said, I had to put like these steel bars and glue them in and screw
Well,
them in. And
that's the problem too. Is these pieces, they're big. I mean, they're bigger bases than Sideshow pieces. I mean, although your prime ones back there have some bigger bases too.
When I first started collecting, I had everything out in the open, and it scared the crap out of me every day. Every time somebody would, like my wife would have company over at the house, I used to have, I have cameras on the inside of my house because I would sit there and stare at the people like walking around, like, oh no, they're getting too close. Oh, call her and hey, make sure they don't touch my statue. I don't have to block them off. I get too nervous having my statue
now, though. Like, would you still feel that way now if you
a little bit, yeah. I mean, like I said, my daughter's older, so I know there's not like balls and toys getting thrown across the room anymore. Right. But still, people come over and maybe bump into something. I don't know.
Yeah, you break it, you buy it,
and then you have to worry about dusting and all that. So I don't know how you sit there and dust all that.
No, it's yeah. I try. I'm actually really lucky. This room does not get very dusty, which I'm just.
I've almost broken so many statues dusting.
Yeah,
because you sit there, you forget what comes off and what doesn't come off, and then you hit something by accident and it falls down. And it's like,
yep, it's terrifying. Corey Davis, hey Corey, not that I'd buy to sell, but what do you think of the resale of a statue, especially 1/3 and 1/4? Even some comic stores aren't selling statues like that. Are you passing on the XM White Knight? No, I'm getting the White Knight. Now, especially now that I'm going to maybe go into the other room. No, by God, I am going to the other room. I'm not going to quit saying I might. I'm going to do it. And so I was hesitant because I didn't really have any place to put it in this room. And so that's why I haven't ordered it yet, but I will be. Your other part of your question, I'm not sure what he's asking. What do you think of the resale of all statues, especially 1/3 and 1/4? Do you know what he's asking? I'm not sure what he's asking there.
I guess, what do you think of the resale? Personally, when it comes to 1/3, I would think it's harder to resell 1/3 just because of the size. It's like 2 boxes. The shipping is more.
And less people collect them.
Yeah.
Way more people collect. I'm going to say this. Way more people probably collect 10 scale than even quarter scale. The way Iron Studios sells these things, they must be selling a billion of them. And so I think the smaller you sell, the easier it is to sell.
That's the other problem. If I ever decide to switch my collection, I know the new 52 wasn't very popular. People didn't love it, and I think I would have a hard time selling these pieces. I know.
Well, you're not going to have any trouble selling Sanity to me. So,
that one I'm keeping. I know George Rohr was also collected the new 52, and he just tried to sell a whole bunch of them. I don't know if he sold them or not, but
yeah. And then
I might have to take a big
Nathan Chaffman might have done that too. Didn't he have some, I think?
I don't remember.
I think he had a couple in his cubes, if I remember right. John says, I know you said one Catwoman. I think the 1/3 Batman Returns Catwoman Darkseid collectibles might replace yours. That's a great piece, and I'm anxious to see. I'm optimistic. I think that I've worked with Darkseid a little bit, and I think that I'll have a good opportunity to review that and see it in person. So I'm anxious to see it. I mean, that again, if it's good, it could change the game. If to bring Michelle Pfeiffer in 3rd scale. Have you thought about having a 1/3 or 1/4 movie-verse Batman display? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this room would become. This would become a Batman, primarily a Batman movie room. And maybe an Iron Man bust. We'll see. We'll see. Let me get kind of caught up here. I think I'm pretty much there. We'll answer a few more questions and we'll wrap it up here today. Stanley, another Brotherhood member. Thank you, Stanley, for being here. Is Eric or Chris attending any convention soon? Favorite things to do at conventions? I am scheduled to go to Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City. And not a lot of statues and stuff there, but a lot of, great artists and multimedia. I know James Tinian IV is there, and some other people. So I'm excited to meet a few folks. But I've applied for press passes for Fan Expo Dallas and Denver. So I might have a chance to cover those this summer as well. So we'll see. How about you, Eric?
I don't travel much, so I'm native to New York, so I'm always at New York Comic Con every year. And yeah, same thing. I love meeting the artists, being able to see the statues in person is always great. Seeing all the people dressed up is always fun to look at.
Do you think that New York Comic Con will be back to normal this year? I mean, how are things like?
I was fine with it the way it was last year. Like I said, I don't like when it's too crowded, and it was still crowded last year. So I like to be able to move around and walk.
But do you think that's what it'll be like this year? Do you think they'll limit it? I mean, how are things back in the city? Are they still kind of crappy, or are things kind of slowing back down?
No, it's definitely picking up more than what it used to be. I think, I don't know. I have a feeling they might still do I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they require masks again. I'm pretty sure they'll probably ask for vaccination cards again. It'd be interesting to see if they do the masks though. I don't know.
Well, if you look at what's happening in the UK with cases going up again, I think that we'll be right back in the thick of it again. I don't think it'll ever be as bad as it was, but I think that, I mean, I could see like we went mask free at our school. I can see us going back to that again. Like, I just feel like it's coming again. You know, UK always predicts what's going to happen. So, and of course it'll hit all around the time of conventions again, like which sucks. So we'll see, but I'm going to continue to be optimistic. Hopefully everybody will still be able to go. John, you're right. Polly's Hideout, do you have any comic books or autographs? I've got autograph CGCs. I used to collect autographs. Actually, I would like write to celebrities when I was younger, and they would send me stuff. So it was cool. Ryan says, "Don't do it, Chris. The Iron Man bust. Once you cross the streams, it'll be hard to stop." My wife likes that bust. Like, she thinks it's cool. We're big Marvel fans. So again, I feel like if this is more of a movie room, I think it could be cool. And again, I would definitely limit it to a few pieces. I mean, like for me, it would be like an Iron Man bust, and maybe like if they did like a Davy Jones life-size bust or something from Pirates of the Caribbean, like I would definitely not go crazy, but I don't know if I want to go there. What do you think? Do you think it's a bad idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You like Marvel
I know
more
it's a
than
bad
me,
idea, but I just,
know.
it's still, I mean, that bust is so cool. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, but what I need to do first is just get how I want it in here and kind of figure out what this room will be and look like. But I mean, I'll have a lot more space in here to put a lot of movie pieces in here and maybe rethink. I really like, I don't know if you saw, I can't remember who was in the group, but they had done some mock-ups of like where they had, kind of a big stand with the life-size bust and then a third scale next to it with the,
I like the way that looks. Yeah. With the bust.
I kind of want to do that. I think I could do something like that with, and again, I don't know how many life-size busts I would get, but I really liked how they paired up. I thought that looked really nice.
Even quarter scale with the bust looks really good.
Yeah. So I could definitely see that. Hey, give a shout out to Jeff Morris in the house. Hey, Jeff, nice to see you. Hope you're doing great.
What's up, Jeff?
We're having a great Saturday. Going to Fan Expo in Dallas. So, Josh, I might see you there. Again, I've applied for a press pass, so we'll see. We'll see if I'm able to go or not. We want a corner from the room for 12 and 9-inch statues. Oh, you're asking you want a corner in my room to collect 10 scale? John says 3 boxes for Prime 1 Fabok. Yeah, I've heard that. Isn't that crazy? I bet one's just the cape.
Yeah, I just said that cape.
Yeah, one's a cape, one's the base, and one's the rest of it. That's just nuts. C2E2. What is that, Ryan? I can't remember. I would love to go to a con in Chicago. I've only been to Chicago once in my life, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I would love to go do the Dark Knight, like have a Dark Knight movie tour, I think. Like, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, you should.
We did the have you ever been to Chicago?
I've driven through it. Yeah.
They had like a architecture tour where you go on a boat and they, go all and talk about all the buildings and stuff. That was really neat. I really enjoyed that. Looks good. Looks really good, but then there's several $1,000s to pair that 800 to 1K statue with a life-size bust. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but it looks good. Bestas with a 1/4 scale inside and 1/1 scale on top. That could be cool. Chi-Town in the building. That's right. Well, let's see. Here we go. C2E2 is a comic convention. A lot of DC artists and writers are usually there. I really want to meet Jim Lee. I would, if he's there, man, that would be definitely tempting. It sucks though. We have a regional airport, and they've always done for the last maybe 5 years really inexpensive flights from my town to Denver or Chicago, and then from there wherever else. But they just cut that program. It was United Airlines, whatever their Skyjet or whatever their thing was. So getting to Chicago might be a little harder for me now, but I would love to do a convention at Chicago. That'd be fun.
I think it's like usually like a lottery with him. So he does like those VIP. Yeah, it's like a VIP event. Not everybody always gets to see him. So.
That stinks.
I think Dan has some connections. I think maybe Dan can help out.
Ooh, well, we do know Dan, so we can maybe see what he knows. Well, I was only going to go like an hour, and we've gone almost 2. Anything else you want to say before we maybe wrap it up?
Nah, I think I'm good. I just happened to be sitting here, and I saw you went live, so I was like, all right, I'll jump on.
Well, I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you did. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
Absolutely. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, we just like to do this from time to time, just to kind of, rogues, we usually have an agenda. We're talking about things, we're looking at pictures, and we don't always get to interact with the chat as much. So I love doing these from time to time. Let me know in the chat or the description area down below in the chat down there. Let me know if you enjoy doing these Baturday nights or Baturday afternoon. Let me know also if you like the time. Because I feel like sometimes when we do them at night, we leave some people out that don't always have a chance to see this. So anyway, thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, thank you very much. Please hit the like button if you enjoy it. It really helps our channel grow. We're getting really close to 34,000, which means we're getting really close to 35,000. And when we get there, I'm giving away that Michelle Pfeiffer quarter scale from Tweeterhead. So I can't wait to give that away to some lucky viewer. And again, I cannot thank you guys enough for taking time out of your day to watch the content, hang out with us. And again, Eric, thank you very much for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon in the Batcave. Stay tuned to the channel. Again, probably tomorrow will be that hit or miss video. So take care. Also, featured collector right here coming up as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. An incredible room tour from Eric. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.